It's
Oh,
there. We go.
Here we are. Oh, fuck your God, God damn it. Episode 39?
39.
39. Live. Recording from Fat Man Funny Studios in North Carolina and the Annex in Chicago. This is the Odd Atheist Friends.
Hey.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? Yo,
Motherfucker.
Eric, what the fuck, man?
Hey, we're back from our hiatus.
Yeah, we are.
And I got
a new computer, I take it.
I do have a new computer, and I can't tell you how amazing it is to be able to load an internet page
Without having your computer fucking crash?
Without having your computer crash, because that's the shit I was dealing with my other one, which is why you guys got 2 episodes like 4 months late. But anyway,
4 months late.
Okay, one was 4 months late and one was 2 months late, and now I have a computer and we're recording live, so I have to edit less. So hopefully they'll all be on time.
Yes, the lazy man's way of doing something. Nothing wrong with that.
Woo.
By the way, oolong tea.
Water.
Oolong tea. Sachi has got me drinking more tea and less soda. It's like this health thing. Too much caffeine or something. I don't know.
I love tea, though.
But
I mean, I'm Southern.
I do have a little. Well, there is a little bit in there on the bottom, but there is some cola in there.
Rough life.
I know. I know.
Man, last time we recorded, I was sitting in there.
You were actually sitting right there.
I know. That's crazy.
And then the table that we were at is literally on the other side of my computer. I am recording from my living room. Mm-hmm. So welcome to my living room. You can see those of you who did the thing, those are my Navy stuff there in the background. Very cool. You can see that I, my shadow boxes and my awards and stuff. So, yeah.
Welcome to my bedroom. I know you all want to be here.
Eric's picture. Eric's picture that he made me. Still hanging there. Eric, you're a dude. And then here's a bunch of other stuff that I got hanging up. A bunch of Cubs memorabilia and shit. So, not like anybody cares, but just me. Go Cubs. Aww. Over 500. Well over 520 games up. 20 games over 500, actually. And right now leading in North Central. Got a good chance of getting Go Cubs. Got a good chance of getting back to the postseason for the 5th year in a row. That's all that matters. I hate tea.
Oh, I love tea. In multiple forms.
So, okay. I guess I want to talk about Trump because he is the fucking living disaster of our goddamn land. Okay. Yesterday, as we're recording this on the 28th of August, 2018, John McCain died yesterday. Senator John McCain of Arizona.
26th
now,
August.
Oh, August, not October. Oh, shit, you're right. I said October.
No, you said August. You said 28th. It's the 26th. You
26th.
were on the right month, though. Good job.
Thanks. Yeah, I could almost read a calendar that's written in Roman numerals on the bottom of the computer. I was only 2 days off.
Roman numerals. That's no.
I'm sorry. What is it? The Aramaic, the Greek numeral, the ones that we always use now.
Yeah, I don't.
Anyways,
go ahead.
Anyways, John McCain died yesterday on the 25th. He died late last night, according to our time as we're recording this right now. And of course, our Bone Spurs trader-in-chief had said that his hardest thing during Vietnam was not catching the clap at Studio 54, and John McCain was jumping off of an A4 trying to avoid the fire on the USS Forrestal, and then got shot down over Hanoi later on. So, fuck Cheeto Leany, Bone Spurs, traitor, cheater, motherfucker. So anyways, all that stuff, with Bone Spurs saying, oh, well, I like people who weren't captured. Fuck you.
Wow.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Okay? That alone should have been enough to stop anybody in the military from ever voting for this fucking guy. Should have been enough by itself. That should have been enough. Anyways, so Trump came out with a fucking tweet. I got to admit, I follow him on fucking Twitter because it's a fucking freak show. It's like watching car crashes on YouTube. You just do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, this affects your entire country.
Except this fucking car crashes are fucking leadership of the nation.
Yeah.
Anyhow. He set out prayers and condolences to the family of John McCain. Fuck you. So, and of course, the Denzians of Twitter fucking let loose on it. I of course stole some great memes that I found from, like stuff that Obama did, and and he hasn't done anything other than ban children and separating them from their parents before they deport the parents back and keep the kids, and basically try to destroy what little health care we have here, and get people thrown off of health care and basically kill people, because that's the Christo-fascist conservative party that we have. I don't even consider them Republicans anymore. They're Christo-fascists, because the conservative party is no longer the Republicans. They're Christo-fascists.
Yeah. Well, I've been watching, I've been seeing some posts about the, this is a separate story, sorry, but the Molly Tibbetts story.
Oh my God.
And let me tell you, these posts get worse and worse. Like, so yes, it's horrible that she was murdered, okay? But like, one undocumented person murdering somebody does not warrant all of the hate that is going on. Because I've been seeing posts about how, why are we worrying about them getting their kids back when they're murdering all our people? And I'm like, one murder does not mean you can take away kids from other people.
Yeah.
The fuck is wrong with you people?
And it's funny because I saw something where it was like they did a graph of, the number of crimes that the Trump and his cronies have done versus number of crimes that illegal immigrants have done, in the same amount of time.
No.
And it's Trump and his cronies have done a lot more. Oh, and speaking of that, let's see, what did we have? Manafort was found guilty on 8, and 10 were dismissed without prejudice. So that means they can be brought again. And by the way, there was only one holdout. And guess what? She's a fucking Trump supporter, MAGA hat wearing fucking cunt. The one holdout. Federal courts and that kind of stuff, you have to have unanimous.
Oh.
If it's one, then it's a hung jury.
Fuck off.
So anyways, but he can still get 100 years federal prison. And next month, he's also being charged in Virginia, or is it DC? One was DC, the other one's Virginia. But anyways, they're like right next to each other as far as like, thing. So, but anyways, he's going for another one. Okay. The fixer, Cohen, his lawyer, who was his lawyer for the better part of 10 years, pled guilty to court and admitted under direction of Trump, he gave the money to Stormy Daniels. So first it was, now he's saying, oh, well, yeah, okay, but I didn't want him to pay the money or whatever. Anyways, so first it was, no, that story's bullshit, and they tried to kill it. And then, no, there was no story. Then I don't know her. Then I know her, but I didn't fuck her. Now I fucked her, but I didn't pay her. Now I paid her, but I didn't have sex with her. and now I fucked her and paid her and have sex with her. So he literally just admitted it. So, I mean, last year he admitted it to fucking Lester Holt that he admitted to collusion on national fucking TV.
He's smart.
What more does it take to get a motherfucker impeached?
The will of God.
You know God doesn't exist, right?
What show are we on?
What show are we on? Yeah. So what I'm honestly thinking is that the whatchamacallins here, you know, these things that we got coming in November. What are those things that we got coming in November again?
The primaries?
No. It's not primaries. Midterms. Yeah. Yeah, the thing where, you know, where you choose a lot of senators and congressmen, and ones that congressmen and senators, a lot of them, like 30 from the Christo-fascist party, are just not running anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those. So hopefully there's a good chance of changing things over. Although I just got something in the mail from the Republican Party. And so I'm thinking I need to maybe check to make sure that I'm still registered as a liberal, possibly even a Democrat, because I do not want to be counted as a conservative, because I'm not.
I think I registered I just had to re-register because I was registered in my old county. So I re-registered when I got my license. And I think I put independent.
Yeah. I might too, but I don't know.
I don't know. I wasn't sure. I was like, I wasn't sure I should put Democrat or not, but
I live in Illinois 3rd Congressional District, and the guy who's our current senator or representative has been the representative for a district for like a long time, like 25 years or something like that. He's been there a long time. And there is a guy who is running against him for the conservative who's literally a member of the Nazi Party.
Oh, boy.
I'm not even kidding. You know the movie The Blues Brothers, when they did I hate Illinois Nazis? That's kind of a thing that happened in Illinois in one of the suburbs around here, and actually not too far from my house.
Fuck.
And so there are Illinois Nazis, and this guy was a member of the fucking Illinois Nazis, and he's running under the Republicans in Illinois 3rd District.
Wow.
So a literal Nazi is running in Illinois.
I feel like
the near suburbs of Chicago, near south suburbs of Chicago. But yeah,
I feel like there's been a lot of Nazis happening.
Oh, they're just a lot more open. I mean, I think they've always been around. And I'm just thinking that because fucking Cheeto-Leany fascist cheater guy has just brought it all out to the fucking forefront. And, you know, it's just this thing. I mean, yeah, we haven't had, I mean, you and I have talked a lot over the last, couple of months, even though we haven't been broadcasting much. But it's like, we talk about shit, and it's just like, if it was a week ago, it was already old news.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, already a week ago is old. And so it's like, well, how long was that? Oh, that was like a month ago. Are you kidding? It seemed like a year ago.
I know.
And it's like everything seems like old fucking news.
I know. Hey, only 2 more years and then we get to vote again.
I'm honestly hoping that, that if we get a chance that maybe, I mean, they've already started. One of the Democratic senators has been trying to get impeachment papers running and that kind of stuff. Of course, they're getting no response from the Christo-fascists at all. Mm-hmm. So, but a lot of Democrats have been signing them, but it's not enough. It's not enough to make things happen.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? I mean, how angry do you have to keep up and, keep, posting, this is fucked up on a computer. And it's just like, you just burn yourself out. I mean, it's just like, I for a long time I was a screamer when I was in the Navy. And so it was like, you know, I would literally get in your face and scream and yell at you. You know, you fucked up, you know, you need to fix this now, square your ass away. Oh, you know, all the usual shit. And so I can do the yelling, whether it's in person or on the computer, but you get tired of it. And there have been times that I'm just like, I just can't do this anymore. I need a day off. Like, I posted a joke. I forgot what it was. It was something about, oh, there was a woman who was actually decent looking before, who I thought she was decent looking. And then she went and had like all kinds of crazy plastic surgery. And I thought that she looked really weird. And like her lips were like 5 times normal size and all kinds of stuff. And it was like, it created a storm on my page when I posted this.
Yeah.
You know, like usual, you know, you post something that you think is kind of funny and people get pissed off.
Yeah.
You know, what else is new? And so it was like, you know, so I had this Facebook, I hadn't had her for long as a Facebook friend, but she's like, I don't want to see this. And I'm like, it's not on your page, it's on mine. And I said, I'm tired of posting about politics and religion today. I don't want to do it anymore. So if you don't like it, scroll on. She blocked me. So
yeah. I think one, that's bullshit. If you know, if you don't want to see something, don't be on someone else's page or don't follow them. I don't know. That's stupid. But regarding that,
I didn't post it to anybody else but mine.
I know. Like, that's how fucking Facebook works. I don't understand. But regarding that post in particular, I think that, I mean, I agree with you. And I think a lot of people agree that doing that much to your face and stuff is weird. It looks odd, but also I'm in a weird position in that I'm trans and I want different surgeries that people also think are weird and I shouldn't be doing. So I guess I'm on the camp of, as long as it makes you happy, do what you want.
I understand.
I'm sure you're in the same camp.
I am. But I'm just saying, but she looked freakishly bizarre. You're not trying to change yourself as far as like, you know, you're not trying to make yourself bizarre looking. You're trying to make yourself look more like you feel. Right. And that's, you're trying to get top surgery done and that kind of stuff. And that's different. You know, you're not trying to get like triple or quadruple F, you know, breasts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, this is the kind of stuff. I mean,
it's just an extreme version, I guess.
Exactly. I mean, you know, I don't have a problem with body modification at all. I don't. It's just that, you know, you've got to live with yourself. So think about what you're doing. That's all I'm trying to say. You know, especially when it comes for something like that. I mean, if she's happy with it, fine, you know, but
it must be, it must be hard to exist in the world looking like extreme in any way. So
yeah. What was it? There was that guy from the X-Files who was on there. They had that one episode with the freak show that they went to, and there's a guy who's literally his entire skin is covered with jigsaw pieces. Like, he's entirely his whole body is tattooed with jigsaw pieces. And that's, I mean,
quite a puzzle.
Yeah, they called him the Enigma in the show. I don't know what his real name, you know, what he goes by. I don't know if that's what he goes by in real. I mean, it was like 20 years ago. But anyways, I just remember because his whole body is like totally covered in these jigsaw tattoos. So tattoos are fine, but it's one of these ones where it's like jigsaw tattoo covering entire head, face, body. I mean, the guy runs around in basically a loincloth and his entire body is jigsaw tattooed. He's like green or brown with jigsaw puzzle shapes.
That's commitment.
It's commitment. It is serious commitment. And I've seen him on 2 or 3 other shows over time. You know, we're like, you know, the freak show, and I hate using that term. I just don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like it's like a circus type act. That's what people want to see, like when they go to the circus or when they look at people.
And so while that's extreme, I don't necessarily see that as all that abnormal. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you see the difference that I cut there? It's extreme, but I don't think it's abnormal.
Yeah, because I guess you're not changing your body parts. You're just tattooing, which is already kind of accepted. It's just an extreme tattooing, but
it's an extreme tattooing, yeah.
But you're not I think there's like a stigma against changing, like having surgery unless it's necessary, and I'm not sure that's necessarily a good thing, but I understand it because surgery is painful. Surgery is a large investment. It costs money. It takes time. And if you're getting it when you don't need it, whether that be because you're trans or because you need it for a medical reason, we look at people and think that they're wasting their time. They're wasting their money. They're being like,
I can see that. I can see that point of view.
So
I can see that point of view.
It seems quite frivolous, especially if you go to the extreme of having like, I don't know how many surgeries that person had, but like 200 surgeries or something.
That was a large number of surgeries that woman had.
So, I mean, I don't even know how someone would afford that, but I guess she could, but
she's apparently a stripper. So, do you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, there are people who make really good money doing that.
Yeah.
And so I guess especially at some of the high end places, I mean, you know, I've heard of some women making $2,000 a night being strippers. So
I'm stripping at the wrong place.
So, you know, I mean, what was it? I remember was I in South Carolina, I think? Or was I Florida? I don't remember, but there's kind of like this backwoods kind of strip place, and it was kind of like off the beaten path, but I've been past it I remember going past it a couple of times, and it said it was a chain strip club place, right? And it said hundreds of beautiful women and 3 ugly ones.
Wow.
And so and it's just kind of one of these things. It's just like, you know, they got something for everybody's taste. I guess that was the whole point. So yeah, I just, you know,
beauty is subjective or whatever anyway.
Exactly. So I mean, you know, there were people who'd be like, I don't think she looks that bad. The only thing I thought that looked really bad were her lips. Everything else I could kind of agree with. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she had butt emplacements, hip emplacements, you know, to give that fat ass look like some people like. I mean, there are people who love a fat ass and big hips. It's not me, but there are people who love it. And so, you know, whatever. So, you know, and she got breast enhancements and all that kind of stuff. And she's like, hey, the only thing I didn't agree with was her lips. I just thought her lips made her look bad.
Yeah, the lips were way too extreme.
So yeah.
But you know, I still stick with, if you want to do it, you do it, as long as you're not hurting anyone.
Exactly. Whatever rows your boat, row on, motherfucker, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever floats your boat, row on, motherfucker. You know?
My boat's sinking. Anyway. So, I'm 24 now.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. It was almost 10 days ago. 9 days ago.
Well, happy birthday belated. I know I said you a happy birthday thing.
I was just saying. I'm saying to the people listening, hello. I'm now a 24-year-old co-host.
Whoa. You're getting old. I'm going to have to dump you.
I know. It's horrible. How old are you again? 56? 57?
58. No, I'm 47. I'm 47.
I know.
47. God damn it.
Hey, I am wait, when's your birthday? Your birthday was in April.
My birthday's in April.
So you'll be 48 in April, which means you'll be I'll be half your age, and then after that, that will never happen again.
Really?
Yeah, because I'll be 25, then you'll be 49, and
oh, I get you.
Yeah,
I get you.
So I'll be half your age.
You'll be literally half my age, and it'll be the only time you'll be half my age.
Yep, between April and August of next year.
Yep, you'll be the only time you'll be half my age.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Crazy.
Craziness. You whippersnappers out there.
Oh my gosh. Calm down. So for my birthday, I got my tattoo finished. My lady.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
I like it. She is very pretty.
She's either a gypsy or a pirate type thing. I don't know.
But I was thinking more of a gypsy.
Shit. Yeah, I was thinking gypsy.
I was thinking more gypsy. I like it.
Yeah.
How long did it take the scabs to heal up? About 2 weeks?
Actually, so I use this stuff called Tegaderm, which is like plastic wrap, but like intense plastic wrap that stays on for days and holds like all the juices in and stuff. And if you leave it on for like 4 or 5 days, it almost completely heals your tattoo without all the scabs and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Wow. I'll have to check it out if I ever get another tattoo. I still want to get a tattoo on my butt.
We could get the logo, the show logo on our butts.
That's not a bad idea, but I was actually thinking of my mom. Let me explain the story. Basically, a long story short is that I was told all kinds of lies about who I was, where I come from, who my parents were. And I finally found out who my father was about 4 or 5 months ago now.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they told my mother that I found out who my father was, her first words were, "Oh, fuck." So I'm thinking I'm going to get "oh, fuck" tattooed on my right ass cheek.
And then you have a left ass cheek.
Exactly.
For the Odd Atheist Friends
logo. The Odd Atheist Friends logo.
I have a left ass cheek too, because my right
ass cheek.
I have a left ass.
Is there nothing on it?
No, there's nothing.
Awesome. We're going to get left ass cheek tattoos of the Odd Atheist Friends. I actually want the Odd Atheist Friends with the logo.
Oh, that'd be fucking cool. You let me know when.
That's going to be great. I'm actually psyched about doing this. So I'm going to get tattoos on both of my ass cheeks. Awesome.
Me too, bro.
Sachi's not going to hear. Sachi's not going to be happy about that. She's going to find it. She's going to be like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Maybe she'll join the bandwagon.
No. I was listening to Kevin Smith, Silent Bob from Jay and Silent Bob.
Mm-hmm.
had a Silent but Deadly was the name of his recent show that he did. And it was like, he filmed that one. And then that night, like right after the show, he had what's normally the Widowmaker heart attack, 100% occlusion of an arterial vessel.
Shit.
And he survived. And so he's cut out sugar and everything now. And he's lost a shit ton of weight. But anyway, so he's got this, this TV show that he's got on cable that's been going on for like 7 or 8 years now. And his wife apparently does not listen to anything he does. And she's like, I'm not Kevin Smith demographic. And he's like, every once in a while, Kevin Smith is in you.
Oh my God.
So I think this is kind of the same thing, that my wife Sachi is not in the Matthew demographic, but apparently every now and again Matthew's in Sachi.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I think that's kind of like the same thing that's right there. So she thinks it's great that I have a podcast, she's got no problem with it, but she does not listen to it. She's like, yeah, your voice sounds great, but she does not listen to our podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it to many people.
Oh, fuck. So what are we gonna do about all this fucking Cheeto shit, Eric? What are we gonna do?
I mean, there's not much we can do. We can vote in the midterms and practice self-love and stop thinking about it.
Self-love? Are you talking about masturbation? Because it's always about the dick.
I mean, yes, that too, but we're not doing that on camera.
No.
I mean, unless you want to pay.
Nobody wants to see this on camera. Nobody. Never. No, dicks are the ugliest things to see, like, on the human body. They're ugly. So, anyways,
vaginas are gross too. To be honest, they're all. That's why they call it bumping uglies. Hello.
Hello. It seriously is. So, what is this self-love thing that you're talking about? What is that, Eric?
I mean, I'm still learning about it.
Segue.
Not talk about all that bullshit for now. So I figured, since we've been gone for a while, we should talk about, something not horribly negative, like Cheeto. But okay, time to get real honest. Hello. Basically, you already all know if you listen to this that I have depression. I'm diagnosed with major depression, major depressive disorder, and like complex PTSD. So I struggle with that a lot. And
you were saying something? What?
Fuck off. I don't need you to listen to me.
Come on, that was funny.
Bye. Anyway, for the people actually listening, no one.
I was playing with my cell phone and going, what? Anyways.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I know. That was a visual joke on an audio podcast. It was kind of
funny. I realized that when I posted our last episode, a lot of the stuff we were doing, we were talking, like moving, and it didn't make sense. We were
poking at each other, and it didn't make any sense.
It didn't make. We were, whatever.
Yeah.
But
it's like going to any live of the of GAM or Scathing or any of that. You're gonna get audio jokes. You're gonna visual jokes on an audio format.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what it was. Anyways.
Oh, I do think we're gonna continue posting like this. So if you like the videos, cool. If you don't, you can listen to the audio. I don't know. It's just easier, and I think it looks cool because you get to see us if you want to. But yeah, so depression, all that. And I go to counseling, free counseling, which I get I haven't had all month, unfortunately, because the center was closed down for August, but it starts back next week.
Yay.
And I get a new counselor and stuff. But anyway, one of the things that I've realized I need to work on the most is self-love. And that's something that everybody needs to do because we don't talk about mental health. We don't talk about loving yourself. We don't talk about all the hard stuff in life. It's just not something we do. And I think we should talk about it, Matthew.
I agree with you. And I think we should. How many times did I hear, boys don't cry, or there was an episode that I was watching on Doctor Who with the wire that was taking stuff, and the one guy who was like, don't talk to the neighbors about this. I mean, how many times do things happen in the family, or your family or your friends, and if you're not there for it, you don't hear about it, or if others are not there, you don't hear about it. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Happens all the time. There's just things that you keep private and that you never tell anybody else.
Yeah. And that's just part of our culture. And especially in the South, our culture for dealing with bullshit like that is it happens. We forget about it. We ignore it. We don't address it. We don't talk about it. We don't share it with people. And that just leads to it building up inside of you and you suffering from it. And maybe you getting angry at other people about it or hating yourself or whatever else. So that's just something that I think we need to start changing.
I agree. Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing that you know, I think that I've had a lot of that too happen to me too. And, you know, like, you know, get told, you know, you don't talk about this stuff, you know, you don't, you know, about people not in the family or even in the family, you know, that are not in your household or, you know, or don't even talk about it within your own household. You know, it's like, we don't talk about this shit at all. And I think it's destructive. And I think that, I think that a lot more people are at least slightly neurotic than they need to be. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm glad I work the shift that I do, because there are just some times when I just look at myself in the mirror and I'm just like, I fucking hate you, Matthew. I say it to myself. It happens more than I'd like to admit. Or I just feel like I'm just mad at myself for things that I do or things that I don't do. Or I remember instances that have happened 30 years ago that I still remember and I still feel bad and sad and angry about. And you just have a hard time letting go. I have a hard time letting go of these things. And so, you know, I just do. You know, I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now, but I mean, I know that there are things that, you know, it's like things that I said or did or didn't say and done and or do that still affect me, you know, and I know I shouldn't, but I don't know how to let it go. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, it definitely makes sense. And I think I have I have like, this would be a whole separate episode, but I have like an entire kind of like different feelings about all of this because I'm trans, and I have like, I'm not going to say the separate identity, but I have this previous identity that I went by, and because I didn't know I was trans, I didn't know that was something I could be and that whole thing. But now that I am becoming who I feel happier being, it's still really hard because it's like I got rid of that person and people kind of see it as like I didn't like that person, and I feel like self-hatred and guilt, and like, because there are some people in my life that would prefer if I had stayed that person, even though I'm still the same person. I'm just going by the name I prefer and the pronouns I prefer, and I'm like presenting how I want. I'm the same person, but it, to some people, and maybe even inside myself, I feel like I got rid of that person because they weren't good enough. She wasn't good enough. She's not great. She's terrible, etc. And that hurts because that's like a weird form of self-hatred. And I'm not really sure how to address all of that. But it's weird.
I remember when I was working for SRF, the ship repair facility in Yokosuka, before I transferred out. I remember I was walking with, there was one guy who's a retired chief. I was walking with another, was he another first class or was he also out too? I don't remember, but he was either my rank or is he a civilian? I don't remember. And we were walking with, he was literally a kid. He was an E3. And I remember we were walking down the street. We were going from one location to another. And they were only like a block apart. So we just walked down the street. And so anyways, one of the guys said something to the effect of, Matthew, you'd be a great guy if you weren't an atheist. And I looked at him, I'm like, what the fuck does my atheism have anything to do with anything else in my profile, with who I am? I mean, it's literally a very small piece of who I am. And you said I'd be a great guy without it? I don't understand that. And so, yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, he liked me, except I didn't believe in God. What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, that doesn't control who you are, what your morals are, who you are as a person. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's so weird.
I'm just saying, I mean, but that's one of those things that's just like, I'm glad I said, you know, what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I said it. And I remember it, and that was at least 12 years ago. At least 12 years ago, and I'm glad I said it. That's one thing I can say I'm glad I handled right.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sachi walking around in the background. So, but yeah, I'm just saying that's one thing I can say that I'm glad I handled right. One glad part. Say hi, Sachi.
Hi, Sachi. Aw.
So,
I miss
but yeah,
Sachi and the
she
kitties.
misses you too. Dude, Sammy just went that way. Here's Sammy. Here, Sammy.
Oh, hi, Sammy. That's my boyfriend. My kitty boyfriend. Hi.
He just went that way.
Bye.
So, but anyways, yeah. So that's like the one of the glad parts. I'm glad I said that right. You know, I'm glad I said that in a way that I feel happy with the way it went down. And I wasn't mad when I said it. I just looked at him like, the fuck, man? I mean, you know, what the fuck does that have anything to do with anything as who I am? And it's like it was like right after I realized and came out to being an atheist. And so, you know, shortly after that, I went anti-theist. But I'm just saying, but that was one of those things where it was just like, I'm glad that I said that.
Yeah.
So, but trust me, there's a lot of things where I just said things that I wish I hadn't said, or I wish I'd said something and just meekly just took it and just went on. And so, because I didn't want to have a confrontation or an argument or really get into a fight. I mean,
yeah.
You know, I just don't, believe it or not, I really don't like to fight. I really don't like to argue. I really don't.
I don't either. I mean, I like talking, but so recently someone was talking to me and they were arguing with me, and I don't have a problem debating. I don't have a problem discussing things. I have a fucking problem when you're yelling at me and like talking down to me. I do not enjoy that at all, and I will not fucking talk to you and have that discussion with you. And I get called a fucking pussy. I get called like whatever because I don't want to do that. I get called sensitive. I got called a sensitive brat, an oversensitive brat for that. Wow. And I was like, none of those words work. None of those words fit. I just don't. I'm at a point in my life when I do not need to have people yelling at me, no matter what the fucking situation is. If you want to talk to me, you can fucking talk, but do not yell. Yeah. That is not necessary.
Yeah. Actually, I think I'm doing this thing where it's like, I'm not holding it as far as real life goes. I don't like to hold back anymore. You know, I just don't. I mean, I really try not to hold back. It's just like, you know, it's like if you're going to say something shitty, I'm just going to just be like, I am not taking the shit and I'm going to respond. And so I'm not going to meekly just and just walk away. I might eventually after a while and you're like, look, I'm not going to fucking deal with you and then walk away. But I might say that first. Like, look, I just don't have time for your bullshit. Fuck you, I'm leaving.
Yeah. So, and I mean, like defending yourself and doing
and defending yourself, I think, can be just as simple as fuck you, I'm not dealing with this shit, I'm leaving.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't need to deal. A lot of the time, you don't need to deal with that bullshit because it's not going to change anything anyway.
No, not at all. So there's no point in even doing so. So disengaging, I think, is a good thing.
Yeah, and I think it could be a good strategy for self-love.
Nice way to bring it back around because I thought we were disconnecting there for a minute. Good job, Eric.
Thanks. All right. So if you're listening or watching, I want you to either hit pause or do this activity later, but I'd like you to do it with us if you can. So either go get a handheld mirror, take your cell phone and do the selfie mode and look at yourself, or look in your car mirror or whatever you're doing. And not if you're driving, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Stop driving and do this. Okay. But look in a mirror or in your cell phone, and we're going to do an activity that's really hard for me and probably going to be kind of hard for you. Not just you, Matthew, but you, the listener. Yeah, but also you, Matthew. It's probably good. I know, because based off what you just said, this is going to be hard as fuck. And we're going to get like real awkward and shit.
Sachi, let me finish and I will help you do that. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
You ready to get real? Okay, so I have a handheld mirror. Hello. Infinite. If we have any camera quality.
There we go. We are infinite. Ooh. Okay.
Okay, so handheld mirror. So I did this in counseling and it was really fucking difficult. And I think it adds a layer of difficulty if you're trans because you are saying your new name and your new identity and stuff. So not that it's any easier for non-trans people. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna take your mirror. You're gonna look at yourself in the eyes, or eye if you have one eye, inclusive.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're going to say, I love you, and your name, and you're going to mean it. And if you don't mean it, you got to say it again. And it's really fucking difficult. Okay. So just take a minute and look at yourself. And then when you're ready, you can say it.
I love you, Matthew.
I love you, Eric.
It's honestly pretty fucking hard.
It is. It really is. I'm not even fucking around. Like it sounds
it's
easy, but
it's really fucking hard. Not a bad guy. I love you.
I love you too, Matthew. I think you're a great guy.
Aw, you're not so shabby yourself.
Aw, thanks. But yeah, if I think if you like try doing that, you know, once a day, once every other day, and maybe you'll start loving yourself a little more because you get so used to hating on yourself all the time. Like you're your biggest critic, you're your biggest hater, but honestly, you need to be your biggest lover, your biggest supporter. You need to tell yourself you can do this shit and you're going to do it and you're going to do great and you love yourself and you're trying as much as you can. You're trying as hard as you can. You're doing a great job. And you just got to keep telling yourself that and building yourself up because the world is going to bring you down, and especially in this shitty ass Trump world. Okay. So we need to bring us up. All right. So that's
a good thing to start with.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to start with. Also, I think disconnecting from whatever it is that's making you feel shitty. So disconnect from social media, disconnect from the news. You know, it's one thing I don't do. I don't actually listen to Trump himself.
I don't fucking either. Like I literally have listened to him talk like twice.
I don't listen to him talk. I will listen to like a snippet. Like if they show a snippet on the news or something like that, that's how I hear him. I cannot listen to the guy speak because he sounds like a fucking ill-educated 7-year-old. I mean, he just sounds stupid. Yeah. And I can't listen to him. I mean, he sounds like a 7-year-old with emotional problems. Yeah. He really does. And so, I mean, it's now if there was a real emotionally problem 7-year-old, I'd hope that child got help. But this guy's what, 72?
And he's running the country.
And he's running the fucking country. So, yeah, I don't listen to him talk. I listen to other people talk about him who listen to this fucking guy speak because I can't fucking do it. I can't. I'll do shit like I'll post like even more random and stupid shit on my fucking Facebook page just because it makes me laugh. Yeah. Whether or not other people find it funny or not, to me is absolutely irrelevant. You know, because I just find it funny. Yeah. And there's a lot of shit I find funny that other people are going to be like, that's fucked up. It's fucked up because it's funny. You know, or do you know what I'm saying?
No, I think that's completely okay if it's making you laugh. And You know, you're not hurting people by posting on Facebook.
So yeah, yeah, and I just think that it's stuff that I do. I disconnect. I play a video game, you know, or on, you know, or I'll sit down and just block out work or whatever it is that's causing me problems and just be like, okay, just whatever it is, it's gone, it's done. Tomorrow's another day. I just won't deal with this shit now. And you just got to just put it out of your mind. Maybe talk about it a little bit, you know, with somebody if you want to. But it was like, there was something where it's like, I had a really bad day at work. And Sachi's like, you know, what's going on? I'm like, look, I just had a really bad day at work, but I'm tired of coming home and bringing this to you. Cause it's, yeah, I know you're my wife, but it's not really your problem. It's mine. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't want to vent to her all the time about every work problem I got, because it doesn't really affect her in ways more than it affects me. Do you know what I'm saying? So she's my wife, so it affects her because I'm bothered. But do you see what I'm saying here?
Yeah, and it's not fair to always unload all your problems onto like one person, which happens a lot in like a relationship. So,
and that's how come I didn't want to. It's how come I don't like to bring work stuff home and stuff from home to work. I don't like to do it. You know, I mean, you know, everybody has always got little problems in their relationships or whatever, you know what I'm saying? There's always, you know, something from one side or the other, but I try not to let them affect the other side.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, because then you're shitty on both ends. Okay, that sucks. I've been there.
Yeah. Life is a learning process. So
and I think that if you stop learning, then that's where you got problems. That's how come I like listening to audiobooks and that kind of stuff. It's just like, I find I get too distracted in reading now. And so I like listening to audiobooks. And so I can listen to audiobooks when I'm driving to and from work and that kind of stuff. So, you know, so I can listen to a book in 3 weeks going to and from work.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen to some podcasts.
Listen to podcasts. I do that too.
Oh, yeah.
So, but you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I like to keep learning. But yeah, you know, sometimes you just got to let it go. Just be like, it's not my problem. And I had to do that at work. It's just like, yeah, I'm not a supervisor. That's a you problem, not a me problem. Yeah, I'm not a supervisor. Even though I could probably do their job better than they can.
Yeah, that's always how it is.
You know, I was a supervisor for the better part of 18 years. So yeah, I've had 100 people underneath me at times. So yeah, hot. It was hot, trust me, in a goddamn Persian fucking Gulf. So, but yeah, do you see what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, somebody was parking in a handicapped parking spot, and they had a really nice car, new car, nice muscle car. And I'm like, I liked the car. It was really great. And I let it go for a couple of months, but I'm going to end up needing handicapped parking spots probably a lot sooner than I think I really will. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot sooner than I really should. And a couple of weeks ago, I brought it up to the second shift supervisor. I'm like, look, somebody's parking in this. He's like, I'll find out. I'm like, I already took a picture. I already knew who it is. Talk to him. And I let it go because I figured the supervisor would go talk to it. Not only did he not let it go, he didn't even talk to him about it. He literally blew it off. And then when he told me he blew it off, he denigrated my work performance.
That's shitty.
And I looked at him and said, so not only are you calling me incompetent, you're telling me you might as well go fuck myself too. Because that's literally what you just told me. And he had a smirk on his face too. And so, yeah, you better believe I wrote a fucking email to the other supervisors, my supervisor, my shift supervisor, and the plant manager and the HR lady. And I was like, yeah, this is wrong. He shouldn't have said this. I'm like, yeah. And so after that, you know, I just let it. It's like that's now a you problem. That guy parking in that parking spot doesn't park there anymore.
Oh, well, that's
because I brought it up to everybody else in the HR lady. He
Yeah.
hasn't said one word to me in 3 weeks now.
Wow.
The second shift supervisor, the one who I asked about it to begin with, he hasn't said a word to me in 3 weeks. But they do that. So I'm finding that these young kids, you know, the guy's 25 years old. I mean, you know, it's his first time being a supervisor. He's literally just out of college, you know, and he's in charge of 15 men, you know, 15 people. And when somebody else from another shift tells him about something going on, he doesn't know how to deal with it. But then he brings up something else. Yeah, that's literally the wrong way to deal with it.
Yeah.
And I got mad about it. And so I'm just like, after I brought it up, I'm like, look, this is now a you problem, not a me problem. I let it go. I got mad for about 2 days. And I'm like, I can't be mad at this shit anymore. It's not my problem.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to see people as human. That's one of the problems that a lot of supervisors don't do. Like, and I know that for business it's not the best, I guess, but you're working with these people. They need to be happy to some degree.
And I explained to him when I brought it up to him about the reason why this bothers me. I'm like, look, if he's got a placard for handicap parking, then show the placard. And I have no problem with it. But this kid is even the young man who's got the car. I keep saying kid. They're not kids. They're all over 18. You know, but you know, this guy looks pretty healthy to me, but then of course not all disabilities are visible, just like mine are. So do you know what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, you know, if he's got then hang his placard up and I literally won't have a problem.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He's perfectly healthy. He just didn't want to have anybody park near his car and dent his car. Hey, I get it, but that's not my problem.
Yeah.
Then park further out.
Park it in the back, yeah.
Exactly. Our parking lot's fenced off. Nobody goes in there. So you got no problems. He's got no problems with, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I'm just saying, I just literally had to go, this is a supervisor problem, not a me problem. I'm not a supervisor. And that's something I need to remember too, is because I was a supervisor for so long that I'm not a supervisor anymore. I can't be taking these responsibilities on myself unless they start paying me for them.
That's true. And that's something you got to do in like a lot of jobs, because a lot of jobs, they want to try to stick extra responsibilities on you for free. They try to blame shit on you when it's not your fault because you are not a supervisor. And you just got to remember what you're there to do, what you're getting paid for. And if it's too much of a problem, you should look for another job if that's an option. Like, I definitely recommend that, because I've had to switch jobs because of some bullshit that I just couldn't change. So,
yeah.
But, yeah. Self-love.
Getting out of bad situations, if you can. If
Mm-hmm.
it's healthy and safe for you to do so, I think is a way to do it. Getting out of bad situations is probably one of the main things to do. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, whether it's toxic friendships or whatever. I mean, you know, I can't tell you how many friends I've lost who couldn't take it anymore because I'm an atheist. And so, you know, they, for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? I'm generally the same person. It's just my viewpoints have shifted, but I'm still got my same attitudes. You know, it's just that I'm just no longer, I think, a shitty person.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I see people more as people.
Mm-hmm. And that's hard for some people to understand. But if you're listening to this show, you probably understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you want to understand, which congratulations on educating yourself.
Absolutely.
Not sure why you picked this show to be the one you educate yourself on, but hey, thanks for trying.
We try.
All right. For real though, I think we're coming out of our hiatus. We're gonna start actually doing more of this. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I actually really like this a lot. I like this video stuff, and then we'll be able to post it to the audio too. This is good.
All right. I want to thank our patrons that we still have. So thanks to Alan Marks. Thanks to Molly from Doubting Dogma. Thanks to Drabble Geek. Thanks to the Polish person that I can't say your name.
Mariusz Buczykowski.
Thanks. Thank you. And thanks to Trevor. And also thanks to our followers, Ollie, Brad, Christopher, Marissa, Matthew. Thanks for following your own podcast. That's cool. And to the people that haven't actually hit the follow button, because I know we have people that listen that aren't on Patreon. So thanks to all our listeners, because we had I posted the one from 4 months ago, a couple of days ago, and we had 60 listens in the first day. So I'm really surprised. Wow. I'm really surprised that you guys have wanted to listen to us. So thanks for continuing to listen, and hopefully we'll be back on a semi-normal schedule from now on since I have a working computer and shit.
Yeah.
Great. But yeah. So thanks for listening.
Okay. And I guess this is the sign off now?
Yeah. When I actually edit the podcast audio form, I will put the intro and the outro in. But
so anyways, but this is Matthew, and for Eric, this is the Odd Atheist Friends. See you next time.
Bye.